Okay, our royal peeps, today we're going to show you how to make a very delicious homemade parfait. And what we'll be using is, we'll be using Jell-O, the strawberry flavored Jell-O brand gelatin, a box of chocolate Jell-O pudding, and we'll be using Cool Whip,
instant pudding,
and graham crackers crushed, and all kinds of good stuff. So we're going to start out, we're going to put the water on to get it boiling, and when we've got it boiling, we'll be back with the rest of the story. Okay, it didn't take long enough to even fool with turning the camera off for a minute for this to heat up. Okay, this is 2 cups of hot boiling water.
Oh, that didn't quite.
And instead of using cold water in this, we're going to use 2 cups of Code Red Mountain Dew. Because it gives an added oomph to the Jell-O. Not to mention, it doesn't lose its carbonation. And it gives a little bite to it. It's really, really good this way. And here we go with 2 cups of Code Red Mountain Dew. And it does fizz up. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour this into, I make my parfaits where you can dip them out. And this is a baking dish that has a lid so that we can put it in the refrigerator to set.
How we normally do it.
Yeah, we normally put it in holiday glasses, but
and then you can
it makes a lot more work that way.
You eat them individually. Everybody gets their own individual glass.
But this way, people can get what they want first trip. Okay, and we will be back as soon as this sets to show you how to make the rest of the parfait. And we're back, peeps. The Jell-O has finally set.
Took a few hours.
Yeah, it did. This is pulverized graham crackers, or you can get the pre-ground graham crackers. You want to lay a layer of the graham crackers over top of the Jell-O.
So you open that.
Yeah. I am not very good at plastic. Okay, go ahead and tell them the next step while I find these cherries.
The venom at the pudding, right?
Yeah. Now we're going to be putting the pudding over top of the graham cracker.
And the pudding, just make it as the box says.
Yeah, it's instant pudding. You just do it exactly the way the box calls for it.
It's not gonna spread that easy because it's cold.
It doesn't spread real easy.
Mm.
Here, let me
It's
mix it
really
good.
cold. Very cold.
Okay. Just put it out on there and then take this and spread it. I forgot the earpiece.
Well, hopefully that'll record.
Huh?
Hopefully it'll record on there, alright. Okay.
And just in case that didn't pick up the recording, we will put the entire recipe up online.
It's so cold, it's not wanting to spread very well.
That's the curse of using pudding in it that thick.
Yeah, and that cold, we had to let
Yeah.
it sit in there for so long, waiting for the Jello to set. That Jello took forever.
And it normally doesn't take that long, but and once we get the instant pudding spread out, we're going to put another layer of pulverized graham cracker.
That's about as good as I'm going to get it. It's in there pretty good, though.
Yeah, here. Put this up against the edge of
There
it.
you go. Alright.
And it's completely covered. And I get to lick it.
Another layer of these.
And now we're going to put on a layer of Cool Whip. And I'll let you do it because you've got to steady your hand.
Which we've never done it in one of these before, so doing it in the cups was a lot easier.
Yeah, it is a lot easier, but
We could just scoop it in.
it's a lot more to clean up afterwards, too.
We didn't have to
Because you
spread
got
them.
all of those to wash.
Oh no, we didn't have to spread nothing. You could just scoop it, plop it in.
Which you can always place it in dollops anyway. And I'm only going to put cherries on half of this because my daughter hates cherries. She doesn't take after me. I love maraschino cherries.
Yeah. Yeah, I love them too, as long as they're maraschino.
Yeah, I don't want regular cherries. But maraschinos, they ain't nothing better. I love chocolate-covered cherries.
No, spread it a little bit better.
I'll be right back in.
Yeah, I got a little bit more on there. Definitely have to open the other one. Do a dollop of Cool Whip.
You know it.
Oh. There's going to be some Cool Whip left over.
Yep. There usually is a little bit left over to cool with.
Now we're in that corner. And then we're in that corner.
Okay. And she's gonna spread this on half. This is maraschino cherries. I just had to use the juice to make some syrup out of. So I put the cherries in a mason jar.
Slotted spoon there.
And it makes a beautiful dessert. I love parfait. And you've got the strawberry jello, and then the graham cracker, then the pudding, and then the graham cracker, and the Cool Whip, and the cherries.
Yeah, and like the way we did the jello, any red jello, use like...
You can use cherry jello. You can use...
Any red jello, use Code Red, or you could use Big Red. If you don't like Code Red, use Big Red, or something like that, or just red cream soda, like any kind of red
like
pop. But it keeps the fizz. Then, like if you use lime jello, you could use Sprite. It just makes the jello taste so much better.
It does.
And it keeps the fizz.
Jello.
You bite into the jello and it's fizzy. And it's really good. I got it.
Now, this is what it looks like when you're done. And like I said, we're leaving half of it plain for Ashley because she does not like the cherries.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be back tomorrow with the rest of the menu.
Yep.
Good night for now.
All right.
Hello, peeps in YouTube land.
It's now Friday. It's now the next
It
day.
is now Friday, and we're going to show you how to do that is not crushed. I got the wrong one. Check and see if the other one is. Hold on, we're having some issues. Throw it into the blender. We need crushed pineapple, and that somehow or other we got chunks. While she makes the topping that I use on my ham, I'm going to be making little diamond shapes in the ham, which we're using 2 halves of a ham. We couldn't find a whole one. Now, I want to tell you this is a recipe that I've used for a long time. The only difference is that this year I'll be using ground clove instead of the sticks. And I'm hoping that I can get it right to do the smell. We're going to start out using 1 teaspoon. And we'll go by smell as to whether or not it's enough. And while she's doing the mix, I'm going to be cutting the diamonds. But I'll get her started putting this in first. It's 1 whole stick of actual butter. And I hate the way I cannot get it off in one piece. That's the only bad thing about using real butter. Okay. She's gonna melt this down and add the pineapple to it. And then 1 cup of packed brown sugar and a teaspoon of cloves starting out.
I'm learning how to walk them.
But for Christmas, it's always been ham for me. A lot of people like turkey for Christmas, and that's okay. But to me, turkey is for Thanksgiving.
I'd rather have ham. I'd rather have ham on any holiday.
But she also likes brine turkey, so.
Yeah. But if I had a choice, I'd pick ham.
Not me. For Thanksgiving, now that I figured out a way to make turkey so that I'd like it, I want turkey. And I hated turkey. So, pizza's a big thing for me to like turkey. But if you brine it, it tastes good. And to make the diamonds, all you do is slice one way and then slice another, and it makes diamond shapes in the meat. Make sure I'm going the right way. I almost done a mismatch on it. And since our royal taste tester couldn't be here today, a friend of ours named Rexana is going to be here, and she's never tasted this, so we'll be getting an honest opinion. Now, she does believe that her potato salad's better than mine.
I don't know if we're going to get her on camera, though. She didn't want to get on camera last time, so.
She's not really happy about maybe being on camera. But I try to assure her she's very beautiful. Go ahead and put the brown sugar in.
I already did.
Oh.
Brown sugar.
It ain't brown yet. That's why I didn't know. You may have to use 2 cups. Yeah, it's 2 cups of packed brown sugar. Because we're using the juice from the pineapple, it has to be 2 cups. And peeps, you'll see how clean I am. I gotta go blow my nose because I've got a cold. But when I come in, I wash. Okay. We'll put it down. Goes a long way. The only brand of dish liquid I'll use is Dawn. I've got a dishwasher, but I don't trust dishwashers. They don't get anything clean enough for me. And I'm wanting, if it's got any grime on it of any kind, whether it feels a little greasy or whatever, it gets put back. And I get upset with dirty, greasy dishes. And of course I have my ever-present coffee cup with hot brewed coffee. Okay, it has to be turned up a wee bit because we need it to kind of boil down.
And that's just a cup and a half of brown sugar.
It needs 2 cups. Otherwise it won't get thick enough. And you want this to turn into like a glossy looking sauce. Let me smell. It needs more ground clove.
If you can find some more up there.
If not, we're going to have to improvise with sticks. There's nutmeg.
I used what was left in that one.
And I bet we're out. Oh God, I hope we got more clove.
I don't think. I didn't realize that.
Even if it sticks.
I didn't realize that one was so low.
Oh no. We're gonna have to pause this while she runs to the store and gets some ground cloves. Because we didn't realize we were out. We will be back though. Okay, we are going to let our royal taste tester, Rexana, taste the parfait before we do any more. And she's never tried it, so you're getting a first time
I
reaction.
think that's big enough.
Yeah.
Kathy. You could have got a bigger spoon.
I should have.
Mm.
Is that not awesome?
It is awesome.
And especially
Real
when
awesome.
you use Code Red Mountain Dew in it, because the Code Red does not lose its carbonation. Is that not different?
It is. Really good.
Okay, now we will be back momentarily.
Okay.
Well, peeps, we couldn't get the ground cloves. They didn't have any, so we're going to be using spiked. Which we could just throw some in there, but you know.
I wanted to make
There's a little bit of clove in it, about
They
a half a
used to have-
teaspoon.
come in a box. The kids
Yeah,
do
but
pineapple, the kids
that ain't
do
enough to
you
even
know, the
taste
topping.
it.
Yeah.
They don't make it anymore. And I went to the store and I'm like looking, I picked up cake.
And I
and stuff.
don't like
No, you're not looking
doing it in the ham because you have to pick every one of those out.
at your stuff with your pineapples on it and stuff, don't you? Topping.
Here, we're going to try it this way and see what happens. I'm putting in about 40 ground cloves. That's what I,
The whole clove.
And I should. I love
of
pineapple.
the whole cloves, and we'll just pour it over it, and hopefully there'll be enough soak into the sauce to take care of the problem. But it's when it comes to a boil, it should be thickened enough that it'll make the sauce great. And then we'll be showing you how to make the green bean casserole, which most people use white mushroom gravy, and I don't. I use the brown. So you're going to be hearing the can opener, so just bear with us.
I'll go ahead and start. You might want to plug it in.
Oh, it's not plugged in, is it?
No, because I used the mixer yesterday.
Yeah, and we've only got the one outlet that works.
Only one thing on the outlet that works.
And while that's coming to a boil, if you don't care, drain these for me. And then these.
Comes to the center. I went out by the lake. Went out the day before because Tim, he had to work that day. I had to go to midnight before.
Now what we're gonna be doing, I use 2 cans of green beans, and I use the French cut because to me that's the best. I'm not big on using the cut green beans for anything.
Other than deep fried.
Yeah, the deep fried green beans, you want cut green beans. But you can even use these for the deep fried. It just makes them smaller. And actually, I think it's better than the other anyway. Okay. I need my
Yeah, show off what Roxana gave you.
yeah. my taste tester Roxana
It's a kitchen
brought
boa.
me this for Christmas, and I love it.
It's called a kitchen boa.
It's a kitchen boa, and it's a towel. You can use it to lift hot pans out of the oven. I'm in love. Okay, we may only need 1 can of this. We've got to mix the water in, but I don't use the full amount that it calls for because you want it kind of thick. So I'll be using about a half can of water instead of the full can that you're supposed to use if you're making soup out of it. And I use the golden mushroom soup from Campbell's. It kind of has a flavor like you would get from using, say, Salisbury steak gravy. And who doesn't love Salisbury steak? Well, vegans don't, but you know. I'm definitely not known for veganism. Might not turn that down. Now we poured a half cup of water in, and I'm mixing that in good. Oh, and we need the shredded cheese. Couldn't get the shredded cheese out ahead of time because we don't want it to get mushy. Okay, and you just take this and you pour it over your green beans and kind of mix it in. And this is basically for just a party of 5 people, which I always make more ham than necessary because I love ham sandwiches.
The leftover turkey gets old, but leftover ham never gets old.
No, and it gets eaten within a day usually. Okay, we got that mixed in. Now we're going to completely cover it with this. And then we'll be covering the whole thing with the shredded cheese that's got the asadero cheese in it. And then we'll wrap aluminum foil over it and bake it. But we're not going to be putting it in till we get that poured over this and get it in. And I use a healthy amount of the French fried onions. because I love it.
I had an old electric skillet.
Okay, I'll let you cover that while I put this over the ham. Now this is what is about how thick you want this. And I can smell the cloves. And you'll be baking it into it. And I always bake my ham for at least a couple of hours. You want the diamonds to start coming apart. Okay. Have your oven on about 400. Need this up above. Yeah, I forgot to preheat. We got mixed up with all of the other stuff and I forgot. Okay. Just go ahead and put it in, even if it gets done a little bit before the end. Now, I'm going to show you how to make homemade Mexican corn. We need a stick of butter in the pan. And we'll let it be melting down while we get the onion and bell pepper cut up. You want about half, or a little more than that. About half of the bell pepper will be enough, because that's a huge bell pepper. I didn't realize how big that was. But we'll tell you as far as in cups how much these make. And I'm going to slice this so you can grind it easier. Well, this one will have to be quartered. I ain't taking a chance on cutting my digits off with Grandma's butcher knife. Okay, we got the onion. We'll cut it up and measure it. Go ahead and cut it up. It's a medium-sized onion. What? I hate these cans that you're risking your fingers on, but yeah.
Once you get started, it's pretty easy, you know.
Yeah, it's getting it started. That's the jolly thing. Oh, I was going to put this in this.
Waiting on me to drop something.
And we love this little gadget here. I got it, I didn't know if it'd work or not, and it works. Okay.
Okay, we're back.
Yes, we
Had a
are. We
little
had to get
recording snafu.
yeah, we had to get the snafu cleared up with the camera.
It cut off a little bit, but I'm getting ready to measure out how many onions we got here.
We diced up a medium onion. It should work out to be about a cup.
Yeah, probably maybe a little over.
I wouldn't put more than a cup in.
We're going to have about a cup and a fourth.
Well, we can use the onion, the rest of the onion in something else. That's enough right there. 1 cup diced onion into the butter.
So we got about, well, maybe an eighth of a cup left.
Yeah. And we're going to put it in a little container to be used later. Here, just put it down in that. And you want to saute it and the bell pepper together. And you don't have to rinse the dicer out because you're using it for the same dish.
Yeah, I mean, a few extra little pieces of onion aren't gonna.
It ain't gonna make it or break it.
No.
And we're using half of a large bell pepper. And hopefully that'll be enough. It didn't go down over it. That fell.
No.
That's the only bad thing about this is it's hard to keep that center post standing. Okay. Now we're going to see how much the half bell pepper made, which that's what we're going with, is just half of it because it's a large one. And you don't want to overpower the onion and the corn with bell pepper because bell pepper is pretty pronounced. The flavor is.
Yeah, I
And
can smell it big time.
Yes, but it smells awesome. And it should come out to almost a cup.
Yeah, probably 3/4 of a cup. Well, they're a little over half a cup.
Yeah. It's not a full cup, but you don't want to overpower the other stuff.
About half a cup.
And you just add it in. And of course you may have to add more butter, but I'm hoping not. And you want to kind of get it tender. Here, I'll let you put that in the sink. But I'll let her show you what this looks like so you can see how pretty that Mexican corn's gonna look when it's done. Is that not pretty? I love the look of it. And the smell is to die for. It's starving me. Okay. Now, by the time this is hot, the corn, that will be tender enough that you're not going to be crunching it. And I'm using 2 cans of corn. This is Libby's brand. I normally get Green Giant, but Green Giant has gotten so expensive that you really can't hardly afford it. Not if you're trying to feed a family anyway. get this stirred in good, and we'll show everybody what it looks like mixed in. Okay. This is what you're going to be seeing in your kettle once the corn is added. It's not over thick with the onion and the bell pepper. A lot of people would think so, but it isn't. Now, we're gonna pause until this is pretty much done, and then once we get everything done, we'll come back. You'll see the finished product, which we're gonna be making rolls too, with the butter sliced down in the roll. And we'll have our royal taste tester test it. Okay. This is what your ham is going to look like when it's done. See all the pretty little triangles? And it is so tender it's already coming apart.
Yeah, see the little square that popped out.
Yeah. And people, this ham is delicious. Now we're going to have our royal taste tester come in and taste this real quick before we get anything else cut up. That way we can do the video, finish
Plate
the video
there.
up. Grab you a plate there. Okay. Wow, bring that over. We'll let
I think
you
that's
cut.
big enough.
We're talking good food here.
I know.
Okay, grab you some of everything. And cut it. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Am I supposed to start with the ham?
Yep, taste your ham.
Like. Wow.
Is that not good though?
Mm-hmm. It's hot too.
Yeah, it is very hot. Okay, I'm gonna give you a spoon because you're gonna want a spoon too.
So what is this? Coleslaw.
This is coleslaw.
You said your coleslaw's better than mine.
No, I said my
Potato salad.
Oh, your yeah, but I kind of like mine too. So we'll see.
Well, I didn't say better. I said it's comparable.
No, I like that.
Is that
Did you
not
ever have my
delicious?
potato salad? Yes.
This is potato salad.
So did you used to cook for Kentucky Fried Chicken? Because they always had it really good.
No. If they had my coleslaw recipe, they'd be begging.
What do you got in here?
It's got mayo, dill pickles, onions, celery, and mashed potatoes, which is true German.
Mm.
It's good, isn't it? It's
good.
comparable to yours.
It's good. You don't know,
Okay.
you haven't had mine. I'll
I
have to
know.
bring mine.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, you gotta try the
have you tried
green beans and corn.
green bean casserole?
No,
And I
Need a
like
bigger
them
plate.
too.
just a little one, Kathy, please.
That is little.
That's the green bean casserole.
Yeah.
That's green bean
Oh, wow.
casserole with golden
Oh.
mushroom soup. I don't use that
Okay, that's gonna be
regurgitated
different.
looking white. That white looks like regurgitation.
No,
That wasn't.
I'm
That was
normally
for the
not
green bean.
a green bean casserole person. But that's good.
Is it
It's
not?
good. It's a lot
It's
different.
the difference
Yeah.
in the golden mushroom soup versus that white stuff. Okay, now,
Last but not least.
last but not least, this isn't Green Giant brand of Mexican corn. This
Okay.
is Kathy Bush brand.
Okay. So did you can it yourself or did you?
No, now the corn's
Gives
out
me
of
everything hot.
a regular can. But
Mm,
there's is that not
that's
excellent?
yeah. It is. It's all excellent.
Now, this is easy to make, people. And it doesn't take that much time. I
Easy to
think
eat too.
45 minutes to an
Really?
hour cooking time. And I love everything that's here.
Yeah, I can see why. Guess who's going to go in there and finish theirs?
Aha. Now, you heard it from a great cook, because she is awesome. That I got some saliva down my windpipe. That woman can cook rings around most people. And she likes my food. Well, loved it. So, now you have it here. Now, Merry Christmas from the Bush household and the Wilson household. And we wanted to thank y'all for being with us. Merry Christmas.